Hello, everybody. Lost in the '90s here. I hope you're having a great day. Hey, today we're gonna cover Yes, the band. Uh, they're new to this channel. They're really new to me. Looking at their portfolio on Spotify, the only song I recognized by title was "Owner of a Lonely Heart." I think everybody's heard that. Other than that, I probably have heard some of the other songs, but I don't recognize any of the titles. So Matt, one of our Lost in the '90s subscribers, suggested that I listen to Yes, Starship Trooper. Thank you, Matt. I did a little research on Yes. I saw they are an English band and that they are attributed as being one of the pioneers of progressive rock. Uh, so, a little bit familiar with progressive rock. I've already done several reactions to Pink Floyd. So evidently Rush is considered progressive rock. The Beatles, I don't really see that, but I guess the Beatles. And then Yes is one of the big progressive rock, which kind of segues into the next reaction I'm going to do right after this, and I'm going to tackle Tool, who I'm not super familiar with Tool, even though they were '90s. I honestly I had a couple of friends who were so into Tool that they just jaded me. They would not shut up about it, even though the few songs I know by Tool I really like. But but Tool is progressive metal, so to my understanding, progressive rock, progressive metal is kind of like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, offend anybody, but it's the thinking man's rock, the thinking man's metal, more intricate uh, composition. I would say offhand, progressive rock is the polar opposite of hair bands. Uh, More thought provoking lyrics, being more, maybe in touch with culture or what's going on in the climate of the time that they were made, and longer songs. I would think definitely falls into Pink Floyd and Tool, uh, and just more intricate, just all around more I don't know, complex. I would think that's a double-edged sword. I would think it would make for really loyal listeners, but I think it would also alienate a lot of the casual listeners. So back to the hair bands. There were some great hair band songs, but they were feel good, in your face. Heavy guitar riffs, real catchy, real blingy. Uh, Other than when you hear them on the oldie station, though, kind of vanished. I've found out firsthand from this reaction channel, which I'm very glad I did, that bands like Pink Floyd, uh, lifelong followers. I had somebody say they started their journey with Pink Floyd in the comments. They said in 1969, and they're still learning uh, about the band. And somebody else told me they were jealous of me because I'm just now getting into my Pink Floyd journey, and I'm excited, really. And so, for one of my listeners to reach out and say, try Yes, Starship Trooper, this will be my other than Owner of a Lonely Heart. I don't know if that's Yes I heard, or if somebody later, like in the, I would assume that song is from the mid '70s. Maybe somebody in the '90s remade it. I don't know if I was listening to the actual Yes or if they did it later in the '80s, but I know that song. But I'm willing to bet that's not characteristic. Like I've said before, the big hits, the biggest hit is oftentimes not, uh, who the band really is. I'm willing to bet that's the case with Yes. That's a catchy song, appealed to a broad audience. If this is a progressive rock band, uh, I bet their music is not. I bet Owner of a Lonely Heart is not a good indicator of what their music's like. But we're gonna find out. And I'll shut up. Love. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, send me requests. Uh, We're gonna hit Yes today. I'm gonna knock out another video. We're gonna hit Tool, and let's keep doing this. I enjoy it. Thank you, every single one of you that commented, watched, subscribed. I appreciate everybody. Let's go. This is Yes, Starship Trooper. This is a live performance, to the best of my knowledge, from 1973. I just picked the recording on YouTube that had the most views. Most of them had about 200,000 to 400,000 views. This one had, I believe, over 2 million views. So I'm hoping that's an indicator that this is the best one to listen to. I'm sure I will be told in the comments if there's a better one. I don't know, and I hope you guys know by now I don't stop the video a lot, but it's a 10-minute video, so right off the bat I'm getting, to put this band into my, portfolio of songs that I enjoyed over the years. I'm getting a cross between Jane's Addiction and Genesis for some reason. Like the first verse, I thought Jane's Addiction. It reminded me of a Jane's Addiction song. And then kind of some of the harmony and the instruments blending in remind me of like 80s Genesis. So pretty cool so far. I like both of those bands.
To me of summer, long winters longer than time can remember. The setting up of other roads to travel on in all the custom ways. I still remember the talks by the water, the proud sons and daughter that knew the knowledge of the land, and spoke to me in sweet custom ways. Mother Earth, open thee unto me. Spread your knowledge so show you and you may follow. Speak to me of summer, no winter's longer than time can remember. The setting up of other roads to travel on in old accustomed ways. I still remember the talks by the water, proud sons and daughters that knew the knowledge of the land and spoke to me in sweet accustomed
bear with me just 1 minute.
This is all. What I can see. Spread your knowledge higher into the meaning as much as only can show. For you see me, please don't touch what I can see. Can be very hard. All I know can be shown by your acceptance of the facts that shown before you. Take what I say in a different way.
All right. Thank you very much, Matt, for suggesting that. I'm gonna have to listen to that song many times. Uh, it's I don't know. First of all, I really like the song. I really like the band. I still got a Genesis feeling, and I know Genesis put out a lot of stuff early. I don't know if they were 1973 early. Uh, both English bands. I don't know if they had any influence on each other, but I feel a lot of Genesis vibes, even, and maybe he sounds kind of like Phil Collins. But talk about complex musical pattern. Like start off in 4/4 time. Uh, Everything's on beat, and then it goes into, I guess, that breakdown. I get a long breakdown in the middle, and it was the timestamp. That's what I went back to listen to, how they transitioned, and the timestamp became different. I don't know if it was 3/4 time. I don't know. I have to listen to it again. But not only did the tempo and the time change. This started. I never saw a banjo, but I thought I heard a banjo playing. It might have been that double guitar. But I started hearing the banjo sound, and the banjo and the bass were playing to the offbeat, whereas the lead guitar and the drummer were playing on beat, and it blended. It worked really good, and then it kind of got chaotic in a good way, and then they segued right back into 4/4 time to the original, time signature, and it was just really complex the way they did it, like far beyond my musical knowledge. When I listen to these songs, I imagine myself being the bass player because I like playing bass, but that one, I mean, you're playing on tempo and then you're playing the offbeat, and 3 or 4 different tempo changes, and not reading music, you're playing it by memory, by ear, however you play it. I mean, it blows me away how these guys can do that. And how many guitarists do they have? I saw at least 3. I think I saw 4, which is kind of reminiscent of Leonard Skinner. I don't know. It's really good, really complex. If I'm being totally honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the lead singer's voice. Just because I used to not like male singers in a high register all the time. I mentioned Jane's Addiction earlier. I originally didn't like Jane's Addiction. I hate to say this, because I still to this day think he's the best rock singer in history. I wasn't a huge fan of Soundgarden and Chris Cornell initially, until I listened to more of their stuff, realized he was a baritone that could sing in that super high register, and really began to appreciate. So in my mind, I discounted bands like Yes, Queen, Jane's Addiction, Soundgarden, mainly because my introduction into 90s music was like Eddie Vedder and Scott Weiland. And And even before Nirvana, before I found out about Nirvana, it was like Eddie Vedder and Scott Weiland, who had more of a baritone voice. And I don't know, man. Maybe I was like in my mind, my youthful, prideful mind, I was like, oh, it's more masculine. But good news is I've totally changed my train of thought. So my natural inclination was not to like the singer as much, and yes, because of his higher register, but I appreciate it now. So I would have discounted the song immediately 30 years ago, but the man's really good. The band is amazing, and I'm gonna listen to the lyrics a few more times. The vocals, I mean, the vocals were good. Uh, I couldn't. They kept going to, I guess, the organ player, the blonde haired. But then the really young, smaller looking guy, the lead singer. I don't know if it was blended vocals or what. I was so enamored by the band and the time signature and what all was going on with it. I didn't pay a lot of attention. So I'm definitely going to listen to this a few times. Maybe I'll come across it on vinyl. I'm really getting into listening to vinyl with my headphones. So Matt, thank you very much for the suggestion. Uh, Keep them coming. Longwind, let me know what you think about these. I mean, I like giving. I mean, it is a reaction video. I mean, ideally, I would like for them to all be around 10 or 12 minutes long, but it seems like they're getting 14 to 18 minutes because I talk just like I am now. But I mean, if it's a reaction video, I'm gonna give you my thoughts, and then hopefully that'll start a little dialogue, and you guys can educate me more. So that's the reason I did the channel, to give my thoughts and to learn new music, and I'm loving everything. I'm gonna be honest. If I don't like a song, I'm gonna tell you I don't like it. If I don't like a band, I'm gonna tell you I don't like them. Literally everything that's been suggested so far and everything, I've liked everything. So and it pisses me off because I went so long ignoring this music. So forgive me. Thank you for educating me. I've got a lot of music to cover. I should change the name of the channel to Classic Reactions. But Lost in the 90s still fits because I was so lost in the 90s music that I'm going to go ahead and say it. I mean, 90s music was so limited. This is better. I mean, this is more in depth, more thought provoking, more intricate as far as composition. It's just better. I still love my 90s music. I can tell you right now, with my limited knowledge, it's better. And there's so much to cover. Like literally the grunge bands, you had 10 or 12 bands. And we've got dozens. And many of them have put out, close to a dozen albums or, 10 albums or more. So it's crazy how much ground I have to cover. But I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. So thank you. Once again, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Let's live this music together. If you're new to it, let's relive it and educate a younger idiot that for some reason never gravitated to this music before. But help me get caught up. Thank you. I'm through. I promise.